My name is Mia, and for a long time I thought my family was close. We lived in the same town, celebrated holidays together, and always helped each other out, or so I believed. I lived with my younger brother Jake and his wife Amanda. After Jake lost his job, I agreed to help them out. I paid most of the bills without complaining because that's what family does, right? I thought they appreciated it. I thought we were a team. But little by little, things started feeling strange, like I was carrying everything alone, and no one even noticed. Jake kept promising he would find work soon, but months went by, and nothing changed. Amanda didn't work either, saying she was taking care of the home. But honestly, I did most of the cooking, cleaning, and even grocery shopping after my shifts. Some days I would come home exhausted and find dirty dishes piled up and takeout boxes everywhere. Amanda would be on the couch watching TV, acting like it was normal. Still, I stayed quiet. I kept telling myself, "Be patient, Mia. They're family. Things will get better." But deep down, I knew something was off. The real crack started when I noticed packages arriving almost every day. Expensive stuff, designer shoes, gadgets, beauty products. It didn't make sense. Jake wasn't working. Amanda wasn't either. I knew what I made, and it wasn't enough for those luxuries. I started feeling sick inside, but I didn't say anything. Maybe they had savings I didn't know about, I thought. Or maybe gifts from relatives. I tried to believe the best, but the worry grew heavier each time another delivery truck pulled up. I knew I had to find out what was really happening. I just didn't know how yet. One night, after another long shift, I walked into the kitchen and overheard Amanda talking on the phone. She laughed and said, "Yeah, the $2,300 comes in like clockwork. It's our little secret." My heart dropped. 300? Secret? I froze, listening. She didn't mention who was sending the money, but she sure sounded proud of herself. My mind raced. Were they hiding money? Were they lying to me this whole time? I felt anger, betrayal, and confusion swirl inside me. I didn't know if I should confront her right then or wait. But one thing was clear. I needed answers. I barely slept that night. I kept replaying Amanda's words over and over in my head. I'd $300 a month while I was working double shifts just to keep the lights on. I felt used, like some fool they were laughing about behind my back. The next morning over breakfast, I watched Amanda closely. She smiled and joked like nothing was wrong. Jake sat beside her, scrolling on his phone, clueless as ever. I decided I couldn't keep pretending. My hands shook, but I cleared my throat and said, "Amanda, can we talk?" Her smile faded. She knew something was coming. We stepped into the living room. I kept my voice calm. "I overheard you last night. You said you get $300 every month. What's that about?" Amanda's face changed. Fast, shock, then anger. She crossed her arms and said, "It's none of your business." Jake looked up, confused. "What's going on?" he asked. I turned to him. "Did you know she's getting $300 every month while we're struggling to pay rent?" His eyes widened. He clearly didn't know. Amanda stayed silent. That silence was louder than any scream. I realized then how deep the lies had gone, and I wasn't backing down. Jake demanded answers, but Amanda just shrugged. Finally, under pressure, she admitted it. Her parents had been sending her $300 every month as a gift to help her out. But instead of using it for bills or food, she spent it all on herself. Clothes, gadgets, luxury. Not a penny went toward the household. I stared at her, feeling sick. "We've been working ourselves into the ground," I said, "and you're living. Like a queen on secret money?" Amanda just rolled her eyes and said, "It's my money. I don't owe you anything." That was the moment something inside me snapped. I stood up and said, "Then you can take your money and find somewhere else to live." Jake looked at me, shocked. Amanda laughed bitterly. "You can't kick us out," she said. I smiled coldly. "Actually, I can. I own this house. I've been paying the mortgage, remember?" For a second, no one spoke. Amanda's mouth opened, but no words came out. Jake looked between us, lost. I felt a strength I hadn't felt in years. I was done being used, done being silent. If they wanted to live their own lives, they could do it without me carrying them. Amanda packed her things angrily over the next few days. Jake tried to convince me to change my mind, but I stayed firm. I loved my brother, but I wasn't going to destroy my life for him anymore. Amanda made snide comments every time she passed me in the hallway. "You're just jealous," she sneered once. I didn't even bother answering. Let her think whatever she wanted. I knew the truth. I had worked hard for everything I had. They had taken advantage of my kindness. And now, they were facing the consequences of their own choices. The day they left, the house felt strangely empty, but peaceful. I sat on the couch, listening to the quiet. No more shouting, no more tension, just silence and freedom. I thought maybe I would feel guilty, but I didn't. I felt relieved. I realized how much I had been holding inside for so long. How many sacrifices I had made while they spent and laughed. I wasn't bitter, I was free. I promised myself that from now on, I would protect my peace first. No one was going to steal my energy or my kindness again. Not ever. Over the next few weeks, I cleaned out the house completely. I donated bags of stuff Amanda had left behind, designer, clothes, fancy shoes, useless gadgets. It felt symbolic, like clearing out the last traces of the betrayal. I rearranged the furniture, bought new curtains, even painted the living room walls a fresh, sunny color. I wanted the space to feel truly mine. Every brushstroke, every small change was a reminder. I had survived. I had chosen myself. And now, I was building a better future, one that wasn't tied to people who only took and never gave. Jake called a few times, trying to patch things up. I answered once. He said he was sorry, that he hadn't known everything Amanda was doing. Maybe he hadn't, but he hadn't protected me either. I told him gently but firmly that I needed space. If he wanted to rebuild trust, it would take time and real actions, not just words. He sounded hurt, but he understood. Blood might be thicker than water, but trust was thicker than blood. I wasn't going to pretend everything was fine just because we were family. I deserved better than that. Meanwhile, Amanda tried reaching out too, through angry texts and sarcastic social media posts. She called me selfish and ungrateful. I ignored it all. Her opinion no longer mattered to me. People reveal who they are when they think you need them. Amanda had shown me her true face. I didn't hate her. I simply didn't have room for her in my life anymore. Let her spin whatever story she wanted. I knew the truth, and anyone who truly knew me would see through her lies. I was done defending myself. I had nothing to prove to anyone. In time, new opportunities came. I picked up extra hours at work, then got a better position. My savings grew. I even started taking online business courses at night. Dreams that once felt impossible now seemed within reach. I dreamed of opening my own shop one day, a cozy little bookstore cafe, a place filled with warmth, good coffee, and laughter, a place where no one felt invisible or used. Every step forward felt like taking my life back. Every new skill, every dollar saved, was proof that I didn't need anyone to rescue me. I could rescue myself. One evening, as I sipped tea on my porch, I thought about everything that had happened. Losing Jake and Amanda had hurt. Family breakups always do. But losing myself would have hurt even more. Choosing peace over chaos was the hardest and best decision I ever made. I still loved my brother, from a distance. Maybe one day we could rebuild something healthier. But until then, I wasn't waiting around. I had a life to live, dreams to chase, and a future to build. My past didn't define me. My choices did. And I was finally choosing happiness. Now, every day begins with a deep breath and a quiet smile. I wake up in a home filled with peace and possibility. I'm not the girl who kept quiet while others took advantage. I'm the woman who stood up, spoke out, and walked away when enough was enough. The $1,300 Amanda hid may have seemed like power to her, but real power is standing up for yourself when no one else will. I chose myself. And in doing so, I found something better than comfort. I found freedom. And once you find it, you never go back.